Video game bang, video game bang, video game bang. Mega brand. Live from the sack, it's the livest. In fact, I'm putting rhymes on this track to put my guys on the map. Updates, geek news, tech talk, and reviews. They can summarize it so you ain't gotta breeze through. Listen once and you're forever fans. And I'm not saying it because their theme song features Mega Ram, the ultimate source of all geek media. Other podcasts, they just don't match up. Need proof? You can check the archives and catch up. Stats off the chain, we have rearranged the game. It'll never be the same. Now it's time to feel the
bang. What is up, my pizzas? Cory Vincent here. Video game bang is back. And we are still social distancing ourselves, much like you should be doing. And we hope that we're doing some good because quarantine, man, it's tough. It's tough on these streets. Curtis, my man with the plan. How you doing? How's this quarantine treating you now?
Ooh, it ain't getting no easier yet. It's getting rougher and rougher, but you know, we're getting tougher and tougher. So we're hanging in there. I made it for another video game bang episode, man. How much can I really complain about? I'm happy to be here with my three compadres. Get my mind out of this world, get the listeners and the viewers' mind out of this world and into some video games so we can have a little vacation away.
That's it.
Right.
I wonder if podcasts are really doing that well. I mean, our numbers have stayed pretty consistent, but overall, I mean, I know I haven't listened to like any podcast. There's so much competition. How could a podcast compete with something like Tiger King? You know? So,
so you got to make a podcast about Tiger King and then you're right back in the game.
We're not just competing with the local podcast down the street right now. We're competing with Netflix exclusives. This is no joke. This is content, baby. And speaking of content, he's the king of content. David Webb, what's going on, man?
What is up, everybody? It's good to be back.
I know I don't know whether to intervene. It's one of those things. I'm glad you showed up here. This is not a podcast episode. This is your intervention.
It's my intervention.
Yeah, I'm seeing some troubling stuff on your social media lately, man. You can't even think of it.
Things.
There's been several.
Some options.
One thing we could start with is like all these images of you holding like glasses of wine and watching HGTV. Who are you?
First of all, as a Moscow Mule. Second of all, how dare you? TV is the pinnacle of this quarantine that we are in right now.
What's your jam over there on there? Because I spent a lot. I watched quite a bit of HGTV, so I'm just curious on which ones you've actually been watching because it's been a minute. So what do you watch?
So I really liked Fixer Upper. But all that's on right now are reruns right now. So I was watching Hometown, which is basically the same thing. It just takes place in Mississippi instead of Waco, Texas. It's different people, but it's the same thing. They help people, buy a fixer-upper house, and then they go and they fix it up. And there's always plumbing and electrical issues when they break down the walls.
Speaking of Mississippi. She was actually Miss Mississippi 2016. Everybody, welcome Lexie to the podcast. What's up?
I have my name and everything.
You didn't know?
How did I not know that? Well, I haven't been on in like a year, so
the true.
I guess that makes sense. But wow, we got
royalty in here. We got queens in here.
Here I am, boasting about my TikTok.
Oh,
we got.
She's not. No, she didn't get the Miss Mississippi. It was actually it was a League of Legends tournament called Miss Mississippi Esports, and she actually was the girl. Yeah.
David, that was the best, most gullible. Oh my god! Now I know how to get you in the future.
Just lie to his face.
Best thing ever.
Just lie.
Yeah.
Got my guards up. I'm not gonna believe
it's so good to talk to you guys. Quarantine be hitting different, everybody. It do be hitting different. At first, the first couple weeks, I was like, I got this. This is what gamers were bred for. And then it's like the conversations with my dogs are getting more and more intense.
Wait. We have to rewind. The conversations with your dogs are getting more into, like, what type of conversations are you having with these dogs?
Oh, he's debating with them whether Carol Baskin really did kill her husband.
Wait, so what's the dog's answer?
Everybody, the dogs, everybody knows. Everybody knows Carol Baskin, that bitch, killed her husband. A lot's going on. We can start talking about video games. This is a video game podcast, and our time and the time of our listeners is very valuable. So let's start talking about some video games. Let's do a quick round of what you playing. Impromptu podcast gods. Ask me to make it quick this time. So David Webb, in your solitude when you're not watching HGTV and drinking Moscow Mules, what games have you brought yourself to play?
So I've been playing. I've been doing Warzone and Apex. I brought back Apex, but my obsession right now is Animal Crossing.
Really, you got it?
Really?
No. My little nephew got it, and he doesn't play it. So I held on to his Switch for like a week. And he didn't even notice it because he has an iPad, and sat there and built up our little island. I got I'm on like the second house. Like, you know how you can you go from a tent to a house, and then you can expand your house again. So I'm on that. I have a little peach tree orchard behind my house, so I got some income coming in because I just harvest those. And I've been to like 4 different islands. I got Palm Tree Grove.
You've been doing the multiplayer and everything. Yeah,
well, no, I haven't played with other people. I just go to random islands.
Oh, so random strangers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you could go. You could go to like deserted. You could go to other deserted islands that don't have actual other players on them.
Oh,
and you go to an island and So that's what the Nook Miles ticket is for. You just use that and you go to some random island, and then you jack their resources and bring it back to your island.
I'm gonna be completely.
So it's kind of like Avatar.
I'm gonna be completely honest. This game is a popular phenomenon. I ended up buying it a few weeks ago too, and I've committed not a gross number of hours to it, but a lot of hours into this game, and I do not know how this shit works still. Like you just taught me something, so I don't know.
I can't figure out how to build a bridge. Everything I've read online says I should be able to build a bridge at this point, and I can't get the bridge, and I can't build Nook's Cranny.
Wait, are you the primary representative on that Switch?
Oh, that's why.
That's why you didn't listen to last week's episode, did you? Where I got stuck playing this game for a lot of hours just because I missed that little golden nugget of information.
That's good to know. So next time I just need to go to my nephew's account.
Yep.
Build a bridge and then go back into mine.
Yep.
All right.
Besides that, how have you played anything else?
Just Warzone and Apex. Brought Apex back.
So on the console, PC?
Console, I'm going to be 100% honest, and Cory's going to be really disappointed in me. I have not hooked up my gaming PC since I moved. But I did that with the intention of, I have Shadow.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use Shadow. And I'd really like to tell you that that's what actually happened, but it has not yet. So I'm a filthy casual on console.
It's all right. At least you know, and you.
I mean, I admit it.
Yeah,
and it could be anything I'm not.
If you love something, you let it go, and if it comes back, it was meant to be.
There you go.
Curtis, what you been playing on, man?
I actually did play a handful of 2K. Me and some buddies went into the rec center, and I pretty much had the worst night of 2K games I've ever had. Still had fun, but oh my gosh, we lost by 50. Like, it was just all sorts. It was just terrible. But yeah, we had fun. Still been playing on Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I haven't gotten to the part they got some new DLC yet. I haven't completed the whole game, so I haven't purchased either of the DLC yet. Actually, I think there's 2 rounds of purchasable DLC and then 1 round that they did already deliver to me, so that was cool. And then lastly, I played a little bit of Terraria, and I hadn't played Terraria in quite a long time, so that was nice to just jump on Steam. And I play with one of my joysticks, I guess, if you will, like a controller, similar to a pro controller. So that was pretty much it. I just hooked that up, shot some stuff for a while. I kind of did that because I don't feel like I would commit to this. I don't feel like I would commit to Animal Crossing, because when I played the last one for 3DS, I didn't really commit to it. I know everybody's playing it now, and I probably do know enough people to do it, but I don't know. I'm just like, I'm kind of standoffish. So I was like, well, I still want to build stuff, and not only can I build stuff, I can shoot stuff too. I can kill some monsters. So I just booted up Terraria and played Terraria on Steam instead.
So
that was pretty much
when
it.
you're talking about 2K having the worst night of your life, I've played games with you a couple times, and you're always very even. Like, do you ever really hard tilt?
You know what? It's pretty rare. I'm trying to think of the last time I hard tilted. Man,
because especially in 2K where it's such a
it.
team game, so you get in a pug with some people you don't know who are just like, and you're trying to win and take things seriously. You ever just fly off the handle on them a little bit?
Okay, so see, that's the thing. I don't play with randos.
Oh, okay.
And if I do play with randos, I mute the mic, because 2K is one of the most toxic communities, period, in video games. And I know some people out there playing, whatever, CS or playing Fortnite might be like, nah, bruh. I'm telling you, 2K is known for its. Not only is it known for microtransactions, not only is it known for being a half-baked game when they release it, the thing that is consistent, it is a toxic community that chases away its own content creators. That's how bad it is. So me, I got the rule. I only get on mic with my folks. I don't get on the mic with other people. It's rare. And every now and then I have a good experience, but for the most part, it's someone calling you the N-word. Most of the time it's someone who don't sound black. Not that makes it, like if they're black, it makes it any better, but oh my gosh. Yeah,
wow.
No, it's terrible. Yes. I remember last time that happened, someone was like, N-word, and just keep going. And I was just like, seriously, what's up? Like, do you get a kick out of it? What's the deal? And they're like, I hate you. And that's basically what I was saying. And they're like, I hate you. And I hate people that try to be nice too. N-word. I was just like, I'm done with the mic, yo. I'm done.
It seems strange to me that racist white dudes would be playing 2K. Like, there's got to be
right.
Like it seems like
what.
I don't know.
Well, here's how bad it is.
Oh, God.
All right. But here's the thing. This is how bad it is. Like, people, this is an interesting topic, but like actual racist people that are actually racist, like you could probably have a conversation with them and you could probably eventually get to some understanding. I think even if there's a slight bit of hope. When people aren't really racist, they're just doing it to push your buttons. There's no hope, because they're not standing on anything fundamental. They're literally just trying to piss you off and make you tilt. So there's no hope with those people,
Yeah.
They just think it's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you do any voice chat on your? Because if 2K is the king of toxicity, the queen has got to be League of Legends.
I feel like I don't know. Like, from what you're saying, like League is pretty toxic. Like, it's pretty tough. Like, I play with groups of friends, and then I play with duos and things like that. But like in chat, like, of course, like when you're on a team, you can only hear the people you're like actually on a team with, and not even the randos. You can only hear the people like in your party. But people typing, like, you can mute all or whatever. But people are so crazy. Like, they'll say the weirdest stuff like that. So I'm guessing like you can hear the random people talking, so that makes it even worse. But League is pretty toxic too. Like, someone will say, so why aren't you level this yet? And I'll just like mute them and destroy them, and then afterwards unmute them and then talk my trash back and then leave the chat. So that's like the way I play. Because I rage sometimes. But I don't rage like that. Like, not
Come on.
like
All right, Lexie, there has to be one time at least, probably in the last couple months, where you just went off on somebody. Please tell me.
I have on my teammates or on people, okay, random people I play with that I'm just like, why the heck are you being stupid right now? I'm telling you, like, for example, I'll tell them, like, I can carry the game. I'm a carrier. I got this. Just play safe. Don't do anything crazy. And this is the mid player. Oh, I can't help it. The other person, they're just so good and get killed like 10 times.
Wait a minute.
I'm
I'm calling bullshit, because when has a player of any video game ever said, man, that other guy was just better than me? That's not, nobody says that.
No, I kid you not. I kid you not. In low elo, like trying to rise, everyone is so toxic because they don't care. They just want you to lose. Like I've been in games where people would get into the game and you can forfeit at 15, or you can forfeit like if a player doesn't show up. They'll literally get into the game, wait until the 3-minute mark where it doesn't count anymore, and just leave. Leave. And so then you can't forfeit, and then I don't have my LP, and then it's just wasted. I'm just like,
that's truly toxic right there. That's like saying,
no,
I'd rather have a guy come in and say something like really off color and then we just leave than someone waste my time, which is way more valuable.
but that's my thing.
Exactly.
It's not only the forfeiting at 3, but then, okay, so you left, and then we have to wait until 15 to try to forfeit, and then you have people on your team that doesn't want to do it because they're like, we got this still. No, you don't. We have 4 people against 5 people. Like sometimes maybe, but since we didn't have a good early start, no. Just get me out. GG next. GG next. I get mad though. There's sometimes I'm like, what the are y'all doing? Like you just have to.
Yeah, you got to do it. I second that. I remember I got into a 2K, same thing. I got into a 2K match with this guy, like on our team, and literally he waited right before we can't exit out the game no more. And then I see his name. You know what his name was? I'll sell you out. He literally, that's his tag. He just goes on there and starts games just to sell the whole team, just to screw y'all in your time. Oh, it's terrible. It's
Damn,
so bad.
a troll account.
I literally sometimes I wasn't paying attention as much as I do now, like because I'm like more like trying to. But now I notice when trolls are in the game, they'll have like all numbers, or they'll have like some weird name like hacker this or whatever. Like I'm just like, no. And then like I didn't realize that you can leave your queue. It costs like 2 or 3 LP, but it's better than risking like 20 LP for it.
Yeah.
And so now that's what I do, because I'm just like, that's ridiculous. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. Like somebody might have a normal name and you get into a game and they still troll, but
Gotcha.
Basically, I just want to like cuss them out, throw them off a bridge like it's still alive.
Have you decided? Have you been playing any other games besides the League of Legends lately?
Other than tilting on League.
Yeah.
Neon Chrome on Steam.
Okay.
It's been really fun. 2-player game, and it's infuriating because you literally, like, basically you have these levels that you get to, and let's say like the first set is 1 through 5, the next set is 5 through 10, and so at like 5 and 10 is like the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can beat the boss, you can get to the next level to try to get up those levels to the next boss. But if you fail within those levels, you have to start all the way over. So it's been very infuriating, but I like it.
You know, video games are meant for fun, right, Lexie?
Cory's like, why aren't you relaxing?
I've been like the opposite with games lately. Like if I'm gonna play, I try to choose things that aren't gonna infuriate me so much. So I haven't been playing as much Overwatch. I did get a lot further in this platforming game called Horus, which is about like a robot. It's kind of like a Pinocchio story, a little bit of a robot, and he cleans things, and it's a platformer.
I've seen that. It looks so cute.
Yeah, it's really,
Wally?
it's kind of like Wall-E, and the voice acting is so good. Like that art, they went with the super pixelated style, but it's at a full beautiful like 1080 resolution. So I don't know. It's a really one of those artsy Emma type games I'd classify it under that I'm actually kind of having a good time with. I think I should be getting close, but one of the things that's cool is that as you play through, they're constantly adding different mechanics. And so the game right now, halfway through, feels nothing like it felt like before. And I anticipate it's going to change one more time. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing. The important note about this game is that it was 100% free. So I know we keep saying it, but just check the Epic Game Store once a week, and then you get free games. I think next week it's going to be Just Cause 3 or something. Like they throw real games at this thing, and then they've been doing more than just one a week. And this is how I came across that first one.
Your game reminds me of Evoland on Steam, or Evo. I think it's Evoland, but it's like I have that game and I love it, and it transitions, like changes over time. But basically, you're building a video game.
Oh,
so
really?
It switches from like 2D to 3D to like it goes through the process. But you have to find these chests to create the next element. Like it adds grass and clouds and all these things. So it's pretty sick.
Well, guys, I just want to prepare you in case some stuff comes out this week about me. They say that you should try and stay on top of news stories or, lead what's happening. But I did receive an email today from Mr. Judy Marcos. And I don't know if you guys have dealt with this before or anything. I'll just apologize ahead of time. But I'll quote, "Transfer $1,000 in Bitcoin to the below address. You might be asking yourself, why the heck would I do that? Well, prepare yourself due to the fact I'm going to move your world today. I had a dangerous adware infect your own laptop and record video of you, all capitals, using your webcam whilst you browsed adult websites."
What?
Yeah. Nevertheless, believe me, respond 7 and I will be randomly sharing the video with 7 people you know. Yes, I have your address booked too. Now, exactly what do I want to do with this whole thing? Very well. You pointed out it's bad English. They say that if you don't fulfill my request in 24 hours, I most certainly will create your life nightmare by delivering that video to everybody you know. Your time begins now.
What?
So I actually had that email go out to a couple of the executives at the place I work.
Really?
And we had to. It wasn't the same guy. At least I don't think it was, but it was the same kind of thing. And they're like, "Yeah, no, we need to."
But this is the thing.
Figure this out.
With this type of thing, you can't click anything on the email because it could put a virus. Because I know, like, personally from our job, like us trying to be proactive about this type of thing, I've had an incident happen like that to me, and like they told us not to click like the link, like don't click anywhere on the email, just delete it immediately.
Well, I replied immediately with the number 7.
Ooh.
I told them, go for it, try me.
Ooh.
And we'll see what happens.
Now they really do have your address book.
No, I'm trolling. I didn't click anything.
Okay.
But I did like have that thought with myself of like, okay, let's say this was true. Well, let's say that it happened. What would the damage done be? And then I was kind of like, you know what? I'm an adult man. It's probably assumed that I have watched porn a couple times. And so if you have footage of me watching porn, like, I don't know. I don't feel like it would destroy me. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where it'd be like, oh, that sucks. Ooh, that's awkward that my mom saw that. But, I mean, what do you expect?
It'd be more of a bummer than a career ender.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just, the privilege of being old and not caring anymore. But, like, I feel like that wouldn't stop me. I feel like there'd be enough sympathy because, I was hacked and it's a private moment. And as long as it wasn't anything devious, like, I'm cool. Like, I don't know. So I don't know. Keep your eye out on your emails tomorrow. Anybody who joined the VGB mailing list might be in for a treat.
I think treat's a strong word.
Surprise?
We got some news to talk about, guys. I wanted to start with an interesting one. So have you guys watched the most recent episode of Saturday Night Live? Anybody, or did anybody see kind of what the gimmick was this week?
Nope.
So basically, it was like they did what everybody else is doing and recorded sketches from home. And so some were like teleconference sketches, some were, so they got real creative and did different things. And one of them was like a Twitch roast, kind of. So it was the guy Mikey Day, huh?
Again, didn't they do it like a Twitch gamer roast already?
They tend to do these every once in a while, and usually they're like executed kind of well. Like, I think one of my favorites where they did it right was when Chance the Rapper was on, and he was like the NBA sideline reporter who got asked to cover an esports event. And
oh, right, that was good.
That was a really good one. It was classy. This one just seemed lazy and bad. So it was like just Mikey Day doing like a Twitch stream, and it was one of those where they clearly made fun of it. They were poking fun at gaming culture with having like zero understanding of it. Kind of like that feeling that I get when I watch The Big Bang Theory. Have you guys been kind of seen this around where people kind of poke fun, and do you guys have anything you can point to?
I think Big Bang Theory is probably the best example of something like that, where it's like they know enough to write about it and reference it, but there's a lot of like, that's not 100% accurate.
Yeah, if you get a chance, go back and watch it and let us know what you think. But I don't know. Maybe it's me too much in the details, but the guy comes online and he says he's going to stream Call of Duty Warzone, and then all the clips are from like a free-for-all type of thing. And I think there was like the whole thing was that he just keeps dying. I don't know. It just seemed like it was not well thought out. Next one we got is the game Valorant. Have you guys had a chance to check out Valorant yet?
No, but
I didn't able to play it yet.
I can't shoot.
You can't shoot. Well, it's from your favorite company. It's a class-based FPS. The game is just like a perfect little baby of Counter-Strike and Overwatch. So it's got that seek and destroy type of gameplay mechanics where it's team-based, goes round by round. First team to 13 wins, and you either need to plant the bomb or defuse the bomb. Pretty simple. It's had a very interesting launch because what they decided to do was the stream key drops. They did kind of like what Apex did in the old days, and they had them all the big streamers stream, and if you watch the stream, that's how you unlock keys. And then they started trickling out more and more keys as the servers got stable, and that was pretty cool because what it ended up doing is causing, like by proxy, the people who got the keys to be kind of educated in the game. Like, you basically were watching a tutorial for as long as you were watching the Twitch streamer, and you came in kind of knowing what you were doing, and it kind of just made like for a more educated audience. Have you guys seen any news, or what are you guys hearing about Valorant? And are you guys interested in playing, Curtis?
I heard something. The most I've heard about it outside of watching a few people play it for a real short amount of time, watching you play it before stream, was that I guess some larger streamers, and I believe it was Dr. Disrespect, that was one of them, were supposed to be a part of the keys being dropped, but I guess certain people were advertising as if they were part of the program, but they weren't. Yeah. And they were getting viewers like that because obviously people are tuning in hoping that they're one of those people that end up getting a key so they can play too. And instead it was just false advertisement. So that was the biggest news story that I had heard from it, other than a lot of people, just kind of excited about it, talking about it, hoping to play it.
David Webb, what about you?
Yeah, all I've heard is just the hype around it. I mean, like in the staff meetings over at VAST, that's like a good chunk of our conversation is like when everyone's getting their keys and who has the best drop and stuff like that. So a lot of people are coming to us saying, "Hey, do you have any keys?" And we're like, "No, we're trying to get them just like you."
Yeah. What about you, Lexie? What are you thinking? Because you're not too far away, and that's one of the crazy things. Riot, obviously has had League of Legends for 10 years now, and it is by far like the most popular esport. And they've been so massively popular. This is their second game. They've only made 2. When you think about that, it's pretty nuts.
Wild.
But
Yeah.
I think it's logic to it because League is so huge. Everybody's playing it. It's in esports, like the front of it. So I think it's strategic. Like they took their time to figure out like, okay, what's the next big thing? Like analyzing what everyone was doing and then figured out like, these are the games we're going to push out. Because League is their main game, but they also put out like a card game now. They're gonna have a fighter soon, and now a shooter. So like just trying to figure out the niches so they can present something great. I mean, it looks amazing. I'm horrible at shooting, so there's that. I would love to try it just to see how it is. But I mean, I've heard about all the hype, but I think they were pretty strategic, like in placing this, especially dropping it for the 10th anniversary. Like, hey, we have this game coming out. Like, that's huge in marketing terms. So,
Curtis kind of tapped onto something too, and what this key pandemonium ended up doing was making more educated fans, and also got a lot of people back viewing Twitch. And usually when a game comes out, the number they tout or the one that they're most proud of is how many users they were able to attract in the first 48 hours. We're used to reporting on that. But Valorant didn't break that record, because of how they're rolling out servers. They broke a viewership record. They had 34 million hours watched. Like,
dang, that's insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. I was looking at the top streamers on that thing, and they had hundreds of thousands of people watching it. Like, it was a major, that's what esports grand finals will get, like that people get invested in storylines and watch. They were just dropping mad numbers on this thing, and like good on them. What that's doing is taking all of the other players in the shooter space who's got that raw mechanical skill, particularly maybe from Counter-Strike and Overwatch, who has not been treating their tier 2 scene quite nicely. And you got like the day the game came out, it was a meme in Overwatch because just about every unsigned player made a tweet longer saying that they were retiring from Overwatch and going full-time into Valorant. And then that's not just Overwatch. We're getting a lot of people from Apex quitting. CS, old retired CS pros are coming out of the woodwork trying to go pro in this one. It's really exciting. It feels kind of like that gold rush because I wasn't able to be on the show last week because Energy put on a all hands on deck Valorant tournament where we had some really big names who were just itching to get competitive, and we had to do it under all the Riot specs. And what they're doing to support esports is great, like already from beta. They had restrictions on it, like you can only do a $2,000 prize pool, and you have to turn off blood, and we couldn't use the spectator yet. There were some like little fine line rules, but overall they were super supportive of it, and it popped off, man. And it was educational, fun. Like it feels like it feels like an opportunity for everybody who's looking to break into the scene. Like, this game has so much upside to it that the people who are there now making waves and doing things are going to be setting themselves up just for success in the future. But
how, devil's advocate, how is this different than like when Apex came out? Because when Apex came out, we saw the same thing. We saw a lot of like retired players coming out of the woodworks. We saw a lot of people who were maybe kind of frustrated with the game scene that they were a part of, kind of switching over and trying Apex for a minute, and then it kind of and everyone went back to Fortnite.
It could happen. And the odds are a betting man would say that it will happen because Apex came out the gate super hot with a fresh game and awesome mechanics that other games stole from. But it really lost itself in the developers. Like, you know how quickly everyone was like, where's the new content? Why are we back on this, only on this one map? Where are the new guns? Why haven't you guys fixed this yet? Why haven't you fixed that yet? And their esports scene, it's BR, a battle royale, meaning you know, a lot of people play them for entertainment value. It's hard to get battle royales, I think, taken as a serious esport when there's so much luck and random chance added to the game. So I think bad developer support and just a format that doesn't lend itself to esports. Like on a whole nother note, whether you think that last point was good or bad, like if you were to have a LAN tournament for these, they're a huge ordeal, and you need servers and like 100 people. When it's Fortnite, you need 100 people on server at a time, and there's a lot of setup and a lot of maintenance, and you know it's just not ideal. This game is smart because it's taking the most popular esports shooter of all time, Counter-Strike, which has a proven method of strategy. You know, people understand it, how the gun buys work, and the strategies and the lingo is all the same. And then you take the commercialized side of Overwatch with like cartoon animated types of characters. You know, they didn't call it, you know, when you play Counter-Strike, you don't want, I mean, I'm sure Coca-Cola and Pepsi doesn't want to throw loads of money at competitive Counter-Strike when, you know, they have characters that are terrorists and counter-terrorists, and it's about planting bombs and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not friendly. I mean, and especially when you're trying to get, you know, the youth esports involved. Like on a youth competitive level, there's no way any middle schooler or even probably a high school could get away with that game in today's PC state. But Overwatch, on the other hand, is one of the most popular shooters in you know, high school and college scene because they're allowed to play it. You know, so it's the better than nothing kind of thing. This game is going to be able to be played, you know, with their current terminology of agents, and you're planning the spike, and when you shoot the head it sparks, you know, and not blood. They're gonna, you know, I think that's what they're banking on, and it's Riot. You know, that we know that they grind and they know what they're doing, and with esports specifically. So I think that's where all the faith is coming from, that it's not going to be like Apex, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, it's coming from Riot. Riot has a long pedigree of being in esports and running these tournaments and stuff like that. They're not rookies. They know what they're doing. And they have, you know, going back to the server comment, they have the servers to support it because that's what they've been doing with League. So, yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Good news for people who are streaming Valorant, though, or looking to play the game. Just some tips if you're trying to get a code. I've seen, you know, it's popular. A lot of people will open like 5 tabs, you know, and be watching different big streamers, you know, all muted. But to fix like lurking in the past, Twitch will know if you're watching Twitch streams with no audio, and they can not reward you. So there are ways around that. But it's better just to like watch the streams legitimately, and you'll probably have a better chance of getting a drop. But now what they're doing is, before it was limited to creators that they said can do the drop program, but right now anybody with a Twitch account and the drops enabled in your settings can stream the game and give people codes.
Oh, snap.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so good on them for doing that. So yeah, keep your eyes on Valorant. I think it's a game I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to, just because it's going to be worth it in the long run. Next news story we got, PlayStation announces the Play at Home campaign beginning at 8 p.m. tonight. PlayStation users can grab Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection, and Journey for free. No PS Plus required, and you can claim the games. They're yours permanently. And they also included in the announcement is they're going to be donating a bunch of money. So PlayStation stepping up to be good guys. What do you guys think? Is that going to get you to boot up the PlayStation?
I don't have a PlayStation, so
now's the day to get one, because you get the Nathan Drake Collection.
A team computer. see, whatever. But no, I love like certain things on PlayStation, but I don't have one, so that's irrelevant to me. But good luck for everybody who has PlayStation.
What about you,
I
Curtis?
have a PlayStation. I didn't have space because there was another Uncharted game. It definitely wasn't the whole collection, the Nathan Drake collection, but there was Uncharted. Can't remember which one, but I saw it as free with another game that was free. I ended up downloading the other game. I think I ended up running out of space, because of all the bloated 2K downloads. But if I can clear some space, and I'm completely willing to just delete NBA 2K and re-download it once. But I would get that collection. I mean, it's free, and with the time that we have now, if I got a little extra time, I could boot it up and see if I can actually play a game with a very long story that's not Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So I will give it a shot, actually, as soon as probably tomorrow morning.
What are you thinking, David Webb? Because what have you been playing on? You've been playing like a lot of Lego and stuff. Is it Xbox?
Yeah, it's just Xbox. I actually don't have PlayStation anymore, just because I never really played it. So, but I like the idea of them doing that because I think it's good for the gaming community as a whole. Like anytime a big company in the gaming community does that, it just really adds to getting rid of that negative stereotype that's surrounded by it. So I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Also, if you guys are looking for deals, I don't know why I'm such a shill for the Epic Game Store, but their spring sale is going on right now, and I'm super tempted to get Borderlands 3 half off. Have you played that one, David?
Borderlands.
Yeah, I played Borderlands 3. I haven't finished it. Wait, no, I have not played Borderlands 3. I played Borderlands 1 and a little bit of 2. But I never made it to 3.
3 is really good. I haven't finished it because rented it from the library and had to return it. But
that still boggles my mind. You're renting games from the library.
Wait, what?
That boggles my mind that you're renting games from the library.
Bruh, there's so many like top games that come out. Just putting a request, the library gets it. Like Borderlands, whatever you want. Like,
why don't more people do this? I don't understand.
Right?
Everyone keeps saying that, and I'm just like, do y'all not know this process? Like, let me tell y'all a bookend. If there's a brand new game that comes out, for instance, Borderlands 3, I really want to play it. Rented it from the library, got it for like 3 weeks, played it, and then had to return it, of course, because there's a long list of people. But it's a brand new, like, whenever brand new games came out, they have them. As long as you request them in time, they'll go and buy it, make it the libraries, and then you can rent it.
How?
That's our tax dollars going to good use right there. We paid for the game, okay?
Yeah,
we paid for it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even. I'm not impressed. I'm pissed. Why is my? Speaking of that, we got a stimulus package coming our way, and I think I think before we knew it was coming, but now it's feeling real because everyone's like posting, "Oh, I got mine! I got mine!" Any big plans for you over there, Lexie, who's always complaining about her PC not being up to stuff?
I don't know. I kind of want to like give back some. I've been looking into dogs and stuff, so I think that's like where my heart is. I want to like give back in some shape or form. I don't know what yet, but yeah, either like donating to like adopt a dog and then doing something with the rest, or donating some to like a charity or whatever, like doing something with it.
Dang.
But
are you gonna make us feel bad?
As far as like getting something, I don't know. Maybe some stream stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Because I do have those thoughts too. But no matter what I do, I'll donate or do something with a portion of it.
I'm not spending all that shit immediately. I already. Curtis, what about you? Are you gonna treat yourself?
Wait,
you know what?
Curtis.
Yeah. No, man. I kind of already had made up my mind what I was gonna do. I was going to save some of it, but someone in the chat special cases, getting some very sage advice from the elders to possibly set aside some to buy some stock. So I think I might put a few aside to get me a little bit of stock. Maybe get some toilet paper too while I'm at it. And
That's better than stock.
yeah, exactly. I can sell that for a lot more than right. Yeah, toilet paper is going for more than gas. So you know what I'm saying? I just might. No, the main thing that I was gonna do is make some donations. I know I was gonna donate to my church. You know, because I know we're not being able to get together. So, you know, giving, I got a feeling has gone down, or tithing, whatever you want to call it. So I know I'm going to give a little to my church. I already said that I was going to go pick up my comics from Oblivion Comics and Coffee that I wasn't able to afford before I got the stimulus check. So I'm going to go grab my comics. I'm going to call up Laura and them tomorrow morning, go pick those up. And then I'm also going to do a few small donations. So I'm going to, aside from picking up my comics from Oblivion, I'm going to donate a little bit to Oblivion. I'm going to donate a few other comic shops around, because no comics are being shipped right now. Well, no new comics are being shipped right now, and won't be possibly until August. That's what I'm hearing. So the comic shops are getting hit pretty hard. So I'm going to make some donations to them, and that's pretty much it, man. What are you guys planning on doing with your stimulus money, Mr. Webb?
Mine is going to wedding and honeymoon fund. So
Nice.
Saving that up. So I got that, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's where I'm kind of at. I think we're like bracing for baby impact at this point still. So we don't know exactly the financial ramifications of a child. So we're just like thinking, all right, this is the perfect time. We'll just set it aside because we don't know what's going to happen, what's going to break, what we're going to realize we don't have. So we're no like crazy, oh, I'm going to go get this thing or pay this off, or it's just going to sit there for a little while until we realize that everything's okay.
Did you see the guy who got like $8 million in his account?
No.
And then he was like, wait, what? And so he went back to the teller and like ran his card again. And it was $8 million. They accidentally put that in his account and immediately took it back.
Oh, how much?
He went to the ATM to originally just get out like $100, $200. And he noticed that. And he was like, that's not right, because I know I don't have that much in my bank account. And then that's when they took it back.
I have a feeling if that happened,
a little more.
if that happened, you got to cling to it. Like, you got to be like, no, there's got to be some law somewhere that says that you gave me that money. And you know, that was my money for a minute. I was a millionaire. Like, you owe me now. Okay, I'll settle. Give me $1 million, and we'll just call it like
Give
it
me
never
$1 million.
happened.
We'll call it even.
Like it never even happened.
He was happy that he got the amount that he was supposed to get, and he was just very like pleased with that. So,
coward. He should have stuck to it.
Yeah, I would have took some of that money and sued the government. I'd be like, look, U.S. Treasury, just print more money. This is my $8 million now.
You gave me emotional stress. You made me a millionaire and then took it away. Like, you know what?
All away. Yeah.
Don't go back to the teller. Take some of it out.
That's what I'm saying. You sent me back to poverty.
That's emotional stress.
I'm suing you.
And when he gets his taxes next year, it's gonna be on there too. He's gonna be paying in that tax. Fuck that. No, we're really just in baby mode over here. I'm excited. I haven't been excited for anything quite this much, and it's like less than 20 days away. And I bought baby's first controller. There's like
saw that today. Yeah,
Fisher Price controller. Got to get her started young. The inputs were a little wonky. I couldn't pull off a EX Tatsu or anything, but I think, you know, for her it'll probably get the job done. So you know, she's gonna have to deal with her dad's nudes being leaked online, but besides that, I think we're in a good shape for that.
It won't be a shock because it happened before she even got here. So
yeah,
that's
like,
all good.
Honey, don't Google me.
Don't Google that, okay? If Google is even the dominant search engine anymore.
It'll be Bing. You already know.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bing.
Also in the news, China has banned Animal Crossing New Horizons. Who saw that coming?
Also
Wow.
in the news, everybody has banned China. We saw that coming.
China's
Oh,
canceled.
man.
Why'd they ban Animal Crossing?
So the ban likely came after gamers in China were found using the pattern creation feature to draw up and share images that are like super sensitive to their government. You know, like they have hyper control over anything
anti-government
propaganda.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's, political slogans, portraits of, defacing their leaders and things like that, because the level of detail you can get in Animal Crossing on some of that art is really insane. And it's all shareable
yeah.
too, and they made it wicked easy to share. So China was having none of that, and they ended up shutting that bad boy down. What are some of the more creative things you guys have seen or even done in Animal Crossing?
Oh, I can't say I got too creative. I mean, it's my first time playing Animal Crossing, so I was really just trying to get my bearings, to be honest. I mean, I thought I was on the ball with making an orchard, so I got like income coming in, but that's about it.
I think some of the interesting ones I've seen, people are recreating entire like worlds from other games. So like one person skinned his island to be like Legend of Zelda. So he like fashioned himself a green tunic and like had the big rocks on places. And if it was another character, he would use like the art paint board and actually like do a detailed rendering of that character like he was standing there. It was really cool. I've seen one person planted red roses on every little square inch of his island and just the composition of the thing said like, hey, I did it, guys. I beat Animal Crossing. And it was just him running through red roses. And it was really beautiful. Have you guys seen anything crazy yet?
No, of course I've just seen, people making peens.
There's that too.
That's what humans do, right? Like the second that we have something that we can be creative or do some sort of drawing, people want to do a bunch, either phallus or bosoms. So that's pretty much what I've seen. Not anything nearly as cool as you. Sir Butcher did state that they had seen someone remake movie scenes in there, which I think that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's like a crazy crossover medium. Like for the shock, when we win or lose, we try and have like some little clever post or something, or we'll come up with like a match graphic and say, like, oh, GG, we'll get them next time, or we wrecked you, or something like that. And this time, all we did was we had one of our social media people go into Animal Crossing, put themselves in a shock jersey, and them cheering. And a person from the other team in the other team jersey crying posted that, and it did better engagement numbers than anything we could have done otherwise. Like, you can do whatever you want in this game, which is kind of, I think, the appeal. Because for a long time, I was just left like, I don't know what to do. I just keep giving Tom Nook all my money, and my house gets a little bit bigger. But then by the time you break yourself, or Tom breaks you, and then you're just like, oh, fuck it. I guess I'm just going to make a Pokemon world or something. Like, I don't know.
I've seen a lot of people arguing with themselves and like the characters on stream. Like, I guess getting mad at the characters. Like, I've seen a lot of streamers like just mad at different people in the game. They're like, no, I don't want to give you this or something. I don't know the concept, like what they're mad about, but it was pretty funny. That's what I've been saying.
I think people get really there's a lot of RNG in that game. Like you don't necessarily, I don't think, have control over who your neighbors are. And there's, I don't know, millions of different little characters that auto-populate, and you'll get a random two who you have to kind of cohabitate with. And they each have little quirks. Like some will say weird things, and I don't know. And I think people who play the game a lot and care, can you kill them, David, or make them leave? Have you figured that out yet? 'Cause
I don't think you can. You can invite other NPCs to move to your island, though. So when you go to these other islands that are unpopulated by like other players, if you run into like an NPC on the island, you can be like, "Hey, come live on my island," and invite people to come do that. But I don't think you can kill them. I mean, you can't even cook food. Like that was like the first thing was like I got a camp stove and I got all this fish. I was like, all right, how am I gonna cook this? I'm like, why won't it let me put the fish on the stove? This is like gaming 101. Why can't? And I had to Google it. And I was like, oh, I guess you can't cook animals in Animal Crossing. All right, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I think that's part of the learning curve for us, especially when you've never played it before. You got to tackle that internal of, okay, now what am I actually supposed to do here? Do I just collect bugs? Is that fun? Am I having fun? Okay, we're having fun.
Am I doing this? Am I crossing right?
Am I funning?
Well, it's like you go to Tom Nook and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Well, your house is all built and you got no pressing business, so just have fun. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
The Nevada Sportsbook has approved wagers for the LCS, the LEC, and Overwatch League. The esports leagues have been approved by the 3 wager types: head-to-head, match winner, and overall winner. That's progress, because sports betting, it makes industries and can break them. And Counter-Strike, I think, is one of the only esports currently that I know you can bet on, and people take their betting seriously. I remember when we had our Counter-Strike team in Energy, I've seen a lot of teams win, and we've also had teams lose. And usually when teams lose, you'll get a couple comments that'll be like, oh man, you guys need to shape it up, fire your coach. You know, it happens in sports. It's just, you get used to it. But when Counter-Strike teams would lose and people were betting, it hit a whole new level. Like, we were getting like, you need to not just fire your players, you need to kill them. You need to chop their heads off and bury them in the bed. Like, they got super vicious.
Holy hell.
That was one of the dark sides I always felt like of like sports where you can bet on. When people are actually losing money, they put all they had on, you know, thinking your team was going to win, and then they end up losing a couple $100. That really motivates them to light you up. Have you guys really done betting yet? Have you been to the horse track or anything?
I've been to the horse track, but that was as a kid. I never bet. I worked too hard for my money to throw it away.
But you could double it.
Or I could lose all of it.
or you can double it though. That's the allure of betting right there.
Nah, I'm too much of a pessimist. I'm like, nah, or I can lose all of it.
I'm going to lose.
I'm good.
Oh, what about you,
I'm
Curtis?
going to lose. I'm going into it losing.
Curtis, you make side bets at Smash tournaments?
Smash tournaments, actually, yeah, we would do like little tiny like side betting here and there, but it was literally like only $1 or $2. I know I never even made a $5 bet. I think I did an equivalent where I ended up having to buy someone some California burrito because it was right next to over at Computer Booter. Well, I offered them the choice. They chose California burrito, and which the only thing that sucked about that is then I got hungry, so my $7 turned into $14 because I had to get me a shrimp burrito with avocado. But that's other than that, that's it. I don't even not even like sports games I bet, because I've seen people, like you said, Cory, like it's a whole nother, it's one thing if you like, hey, blah, 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 and you just want your team to win and your team lose. It's a whole nother thing when people got money on the line. It gets even worse when other people are betting on your team and they like, that's the only attachment they have to your team is the money. They get irate. It gets nuts, man. So yeah I kind of learned early on, like, man, I'm gonna stay out of that zone.
I feel like I would tear it up though. Like, the reason I feel like I haven't bet in the past because I've never had enough confidence in something to bet on. Especially, like, you could imagine horses. I have no fucking clue what makes a good horse from a bad horse. Like, you only
Seabiscuit.
Yeah, I just know they have goofy names, so you pick the one with the goofiest name and cross your fingers. Basketball, maybe at one point I would have been a little better. Obviously, a team with a better record, is probably, but I couldn't tell you what's happening behind the scenes, if a guy sprained his ankle, blah blah blah, any of that. I think if Overwatch League betting, if I was allowed to, I'm pretty fucking sure I would just double everything. Like, I'd make a lot of money. What about you? Like,
you know what? I just thought of something. It's my bad, Lexie. I usually when the NBA season starts, which obviously that's not going on right now, I do FanDuel. Me and a crew of people will throw in $10, but same thing. It's only like $1, $2 at a time. So it's really, really, really small.
Lexie, have you ever been a gambler, a bettor?
I've never bet. I've always wanted to do it once, but I've never really had something like passionate enough, I guess, to bet. Maybe like you said, like maybe a game one day, like an esports game or something. But I have won money in Las Vegas
Oh, there we go.
and a machine. So changed herself. I put in $10. I got out like 124.
Dang.
Did you walk away?
I was just like, let me just try it.
Did you walk away?
Oh yeah. I was like, nope, because I paid for like hotel basically.
Oh, smart. Well, that's our show this week. Video Game Bang is on quarantine until further notice. We appreciate those who do continue to listen and hang out in the Twitch streams. Hopefully we could stay a few extra minutes and talk to y'all in there. You guys have been super active tonight. Appreciated. As always, the real David Webb. I noticed you at Vast. Did you guys just announce a stream team?
Yeah, we got a stream team going on right now. We got like Duty Beard. We got some good people in there. They're a solid crew. They're super excited to be a part of it. Super excited to get this going. So yeah, go check us out. VastGG on Twitch, on Twitter. We have the announcement there, so you can see all of our stream team members, and then you can watch them on our channel as well as theirs.
I was just disappointed, like legit 100% when I was going down the list of people. I was really expecting to see the real David Webb and your headshot on there somewhere. I thought this was signaling the comeback.
Like my shock.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I thought, Vast guys would have been like, David, we've heard about your streams. We need you part of the team.
We need you a part of the team.
Yeah.
Nah, they'd be like, we heard about your streams. Can you just like work behind the scenes?
Wow. I doubt it. Check out the Vast stream team. I noticed you guys were doing a giveaway to kick it off. So it'll be a good time. Curtis, what's going on, man? What you working on?
Been streaming, reading comic books mostly still over on thinking_critical_YT on Twitch. That's kind of the biggest thing. I just, really been into comics big time lately. There's a few good YouTube channels out there diving into it, into the X-Men universe that's going on right now, and with some of the additional things that the MCU has talked about with the movies being pushed back and then revealing, like Sam Raimi officially directing Doctor Strange 2. I just kind of been diving into comics and stuff more. So after we're all done, I'm actually going to do the same thing tonight, go and stream some comics, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more on the after show.
All right. And then I heard some big news, breaking news coming out of Lexie's apartment or her house right now. She said that this Saturday, mark it on your calendars, April 17th. No, 18th. I did it for you. Pull out your phones, set a reminder. Lexie says she's going to stream. Tell us all about it.
At 7:30 p.m. I'm gonna try to stream my first stream. So if you guys would so kindly come visit me and talk and all that jazz. It might be not the best quality that you are used to, but your girl got to start somewhere. So
amen.
Follow me on Twitch at x_MintyX, and then on Twitter, of course, LexieJPR. So.
All right, everybody. Please stay safe. Follow whatever your local community guidelines are. Wear your mask when you go outside. It's tough, I know, but social distancing isn't like something you could turn on and off. How many times I keep being tempted like to go do something, but it's like, no, that just wouldn't be right. So you guys listen to the guidelines, do the right thing, be a hero in your own community, wash your goddamn hands. For Lexie, Curtis, David Webb, my name is Cory saying you've just been banged.